we're looking at the Pedal Power 2 Plus from Voodoo Labs, and we're comparing that to this unit right here from Big Joe Stompbox Company. And both offer quite a bit, but I'm kind of leaning more towards the Big Joe. Let's look at the Pedal Power. It has 8 outputs that provide 9 volts of isolated, filtered, and regulated DC power for your pedal effects, as it says in the manual there. And with the Pedal Power 2 Plus, you can power up different types of Boss pedals, Line 6 pedals, Line 6 modeling pedals, and the TC Electronic Nova pedals, Eventide pedals. It also has, on 7 and 8 there, has your sag controls here where you can get that dead battery sound. You just turn these two guys to your desired position there. Now, that's all great. It also has up here on the front an extra plug on the front there, and it's 200 watts max. Forget to mention or talk about the dip switches on the bottom, which, daggone, I hate that so much. And right now, of course, I've got them all in the normal position. Let me set this down so I'm not looking that crazy. And now let's talk about the dip switch when they are turned on. 1 through 4 is 12.3 volts. 60 milliamps was the current, max current on that. 5 and 6 is 14.5 volts. 12 volts unregulated. 5 and 6, 14.5 volts slash 12 volts unregulated, and 50 milliamps to 200 milliamps max current. 7 and 8 is your sag adjustable 4 volt, 9 volt, 100 milliamp max current. So when you're dealing with the Voodoo Lab, if you're going to change anything like that, you got to flip this dude over. And let me get the Big Joe. And with the Big Joe, you've got all of your dip switches there right at your fingertips. Man, you got to love that. Now let's look over here at the Big Joe. Okay, so it's got basically the same thing. We've got the filtered outputs. There's 8 of them. But as you can see, we've got our controls, our dip switches here on the front here, not on the bottom. And they also, they light up corresponding to what you've set it to. And looks like 1 and 2 has the variable outputs, and 3 and 4 is 9 and 12 volts. And then we got this one right here, these 5 and 6, 250 milliamps between 9 and 12 volts. And then down here, 7 and 8, 9 and 18 volts. Same thing as the Voodoo Lab, has that extra plug on the front. And so to me, I love the Voodoo Lab, always have, always will, because it does do a great job of providing that isolated power for the pedal boards. I do believe 100% the Big Joe is more versatile. It's easier to use, and I love the lighting system there. That is great. So let's hook up this guy, the Big Joe Stompbox Company Power Box. Let's hook it up, because it can all look good, but does it sound good? Or does it sound right? And we will compare them both for sure. Let's get to the pedal board. Okay, I've got the Big Joe Stompbox Company Power Box hooked up, and let me get my microphone straightened out here. And yes, this is a mess because I'm going to be taking this power box off after we go through and listen to see what kind of quality we're dealing with here. And I've got on the board, a Voodoo Lab. We've got the Polytune, the BB preamp from Exotic Effects, VFE pedals. Love those pedals. That's on here, the Dark Horse, and the Hall of Fame from TC Electronics. And recently added the Boss Super Octave OC3. And it's just for this demo. I'm putting these pedals on here. We also got the Giga Delay from Boss. My main goal in this video is we're just comparing the Voodoo Lab and the Big Joe Stompbox Company Power Box. I'm fairly new to Big Joe. I met them a few years ago at the NAMM show. And Jim that makes this pedal board, Jimbo's Custom Pedal Boards, he's now working with them and putting these power boxes in the pedal boards that he builds. And of course, I'm playing this beautiful guitar from Attila Guitars, taking custom to the next level. I will put a link on this video in the description to his Facebook page because he's building some incredible guitars. So what we got going on here is this is straight, no effects on. So to me, I've got the volume cranked up on the headset here, quiet as could be, and the Giga Delay right here is also being powered by this Stomp Box, and this is what it sounds like. That's in the manual mode there, but this is in the neck position of this great guitar from Attila. So, to me, let's turn on just an over distortion. This pedal board, I'm sorry, it looks like a mess, man. Change the delay. And that's too much effect on the delay, on the reverb. Sorry about that. And I'm not too sure. Had two. No wonder I was getting so much craziness there. And here's the BB preamp. All right. Let's turn the delay off. Okay, here is just the BB preamp. And, you know, it's not a demo on the pedals. We're just listening to the noise. You know, I've always had that problem with power supplies. So it looks like to me it's doing a great job for sure. And it's powering the Giga Delay, which I do believe it takes 250 milliamps to power that. You've got 2 on the Big Joe, and I think you do on the Voodoo Lab also. But I love the lights. I love the flexibility. So it looks like to me the Big Joe is in the lead on this deal. And if I was purchasing the Voodoo Lab or the Big Joe, I'd be going for the Big Joe. But we haven't hooked up our Voodoo Lab. We're going to do that next and compare it. But so far, it looks like that this is a great product. So let's take this off and put on the Voodoo Lab and see what we come up with. Okay, I've got the Pedal Power 2 Plus hooked up. And I was listening to it, and if we go back and listen to the Big Joe Power Box, I do believe that it's much quieter on the noise end, especially with the Dark Horse here. So let's turn on the delay. Nothing really there that's going on. So, still really quiet. And that's the super octave from Boss there. But to me, it's BB preamp. And there you go. It's definitely a great product. We can't kick it there. And it's powering the Giga Delay, which is a power-hungry pedal for sure. It does not offer 18 volts unless you use 2 of the 8 outputs with a special cable. So I'm definitely voting for the Big Joe Stomp Box. It is so much more versatile and much easier to use. And let me look up the price. Let's look and see what these things are going for. I got my internet right here. Let's look and see. Well, I know the Big Joe is running around $199. That's the MSRP. Let's look it up. Okay, I'm on their website, and the MSRP $199.95. Let's look up Voodoo Lab. Alrighty, here we go. The at Sweetwater you can pick it up for $169, so it is cheaper, but it definitely is not better. And I still think and will always believe that the Big Joe is definitely offering better quality on the as far as filtering the sound, the noise out. I don't know why that's going on, but in this video, that's what happened for sure. Alrighty, and this is Tim Calloway, just trying to keep it real. Have a great day.